Hey folks, this is Kalani, going to be looking at armor smithing. Now, we're going to go from 400 to 500, so pretty much the exact same as what we did with weaponsmithing, but obviously we're going to do it with armor instead. Now, sadly I don't think I don't think there's going to be any surprises along the way, so I think it literally is going to be a complete copy of how they did the others, how they did the weaponsmithing, huntsman and artificer. Which means we pretty much know what we're dealing with. We're making exotics to 500, and we get our ascended refinement at 450. So, pretty much I don't expect any overarching surprise, shall we say. So first things first, you want to be on your own server. You don't want to be on an overflow, that's why I've come down to the Grove. You don't want to be on an overflow because you won't get the artisan chance of crit crafting, that dealio from your World vs World. So you want that. Second thing, we want to use a crafting booster. So go ahead and throw that on. And I should, theoretically, have all my materials I require. And what we're going to do is go through them in a very nice, efficient order, so we get the most experience out of what we're doing. So we're not actually going to touch an exotic until 425 at least. We'll go down to our refinement, and I pretty much have a use for all of this, so I'm just gonna go ahead and refine all of my orichalcum and all of my gossamer. And I kind of wish it'd go a little bit faster. There's still plenty of this to go, guys. So I'm hoping that that'll get me to 45. That's our aim. We need to get to 45 before we start playing with anything else. But that looks to be very easy. We're already at 418. But it's gone green. But that shouldn't be too much of an issue. I believe it does go grey at 45. That should actually... yeah, that should actually get us to 45, which is really interesting, because I thought we might have to do some of the crafting components. Say, if you don't get to 45 here, you go into your crafting components, because we're going to need some of the casings, the linings, etc., obviously. 45, brilliant! That crafting booster doing its work. Okay, so it's kind of interesting from there, because if you're not 45 at this point, you want to make your insignias, and you want to make all of your other stuff. It'd be very helpful if we had the insignias. Should probably do this before. Go ahead and buy all the exotic ones that either you don't know or you plan on using. Definitely a good idea. Now, let's go back down to the insignias. I'm going to craft all these up. At this point it doesn't really matter, because obviously it doesn't give me experience. Now, if you weren't 45, you'd make your crafting materials and your insignias now instead of a bit later. But because we're at 45, I'm going to make them as we go, which means I can save potentially on a few materials with the crafting booster, because let's be honest, I'm a bit ahead of the game, in that I've got the materials for everything required to 500, except I'm using a crafting booster, and that's kind of the materials I've got are calculated without a booster in mind. So it's always nice to save some money, especially right now, because selling all these materials back is going to be so easy, and I may even make a profit on them, which is a little ridiculous. So we'll make 2 of each, because obviously I've got 2 different types of insignia, and 6 of each. So from here, I wonder if we can make these. Let's just make one, see how much XP it gives. Actually gives quite a nice amount. Is it still orange? It's still orange. That's kind of crazy. But it uses 1 ingot per. I'm just hoping that I don't go too far and run out of ingots. That's probably a nice amount. Okay. Well, I mean, I've got enough for... Let's make a few more. 2 ingots per 1 level. Now, while that's actually kind of nice for the piles, because they don't cost a lot, using 2 ingots for 1 level is actually kind of annoying, considering if you have the other materials. I guess it just depends on what you've got spare, because I don't really have ingots spare. But if you did, that'd be a nice way to get a few extra levels. The main reason why I'm not going to do that is because I have the materials already to get what I want. I can get to 500 with these materials, so kind of using the ingots on a cheaper solution, which may actually not necessarily get me there, is I'm not going to take that risk. Although, if you plan for that, then it could be worthwhile. But as I say, orichalcum ingots are relatively expensive right now. And by the looks of this, this is going to be pretty close. 25 left. See, it's actually incredibly easy, as long as you have the materials. So that's another 6. We'll make another 1 of each. 6 times 3. Okay, so we'll make our rampages. I probably could have done that to save the most expensive tier 6, but never mind. It's interesting that we got to 45 so quickly. That means that we don't actually need to worry a great deal about how we do this in the future, as long as we actually get the items created. Because if we didn't get to 45 and then started making exotics, but then had to make insignias and the crafting materials later, then... Ooh, you see. Running out of orichalcum there. That's actually all my orichalcum gone. So hopefully I won't need any orichalcum. Otherwise I may have kind of set myself back by making those runes, even though they were fairly cheap. The other thing is you won't get any return on the runes. I'm actually going to go completely over here. But that's fine. I'm sure I can sell pretty much everything else as well. I would have liked something new. Kind of doing the exact same thing just for the armor smithing is a little boring, but I don't know what else they could add, I'll be honest. 500. That's it. Easy as that. And I'm over a considerable amount. I've got 27 bolts left, 1 ingot left after playing about with a few runes. I made 10 superior runes of the crate, which will not... Oops. Yeah, that works as well. Which will not get me anything back, which is a little disappointing. Woohoo! Coppers! Now, when it comes to this, it depends on what you want to do. Right now, materials are going to be very expensive, meaning that I could flog these for quite a bit of gold. They're actually not that expensive. What happened? I'm going to check. Gossamer scrap. That's interesting. I'm guessing a lot of people kind of flooded the market as today went out. And if you kind of wait for the day that it comes out and everyone floods the market, you're going to crash the price pretty badly, because anyone who wants to focus on it has probably already got all their stuff. But when you're thinking about getting your money back, we got all these exotics. Now, depending on what you use to craft them, some of them may not be worth a great deal. You can... Well, I guess you have two choices really. You can salvage them, hope to get some globs, and you may get your globs of dark matter. That dark matter is obviously going to be needed to make your ascended armor if you so desire. But the globs can actually give you a nice return on what you've created. If you want to sell the exotics outright, I'd wait, because the amount of people that are doing this right now, that's going to flood the market with exotics. Completely flood it. So right now the price is going to be probably the lowest it'll be for a very long time. However, can we sell these? 3 gold each. That doesn't sound too bad. Well, I don't have the silver to post them. I'll sort that a little later. So, that's armor smithing. You can pretty much kind of cut and paste, just with different base materials, quite literally, between armor smithing, leatherworking and tailoring. The tailoring and leatherworking will be using the leather instead of the orichalcum, so I mean it's literally cut and paste between them, just change orichalcum for leather. Tailor's obviously going to use a lot more gossamer as well, but that's it. Relatively easy, especially considering we kind of already know what we're dealing with. Throw a crafting booster in there and you're going to save yourself quite a bit of pennies. So that was 400 to 500 armor smithing. Remember, you want to be on your own server and you want to be using a crafting booster wherever possible. Thanks for watching folks, good luck and have fun, and as always, I'll see you next time.